as artists isn't about appeasing the crowd. Rather, it's about tending to the broken parts inside of ourselves. We create things as a reflection of this struggle, to study our perception of self. Benwave isn't necessarily a thing you achieve. Rather, it is a state of mind which you constantly strive toward. This all comes from an understanding that ideas aren't static, but fluid, like water. Be like water.
Hello! I'll be around until the funeral. Happy stream time, said Shalon. Hey Shalon, how's it going, man? Man, it's pretty early for you. What is it, like 7:30? 7:30 in the morning? That's very early. Hey everybody, and welcome to the stream. In today's stream, we're going to be making and playing around with the ideas of making artillery and guns. I've been making these over the past couple of days here and there, whenever I've had a bit of free time from doing other stuff. At the moment, there is an event going on called We Build for Scar. I might switch over to there slightly later on and show you some of the builds that people have been doing over on there. But for now, I figured we would build and talk sci-fi guns. one of the things... Hey, White Stream, welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a nice day. One of the things that's always gone through my mind when it comes to like sci-fi guns is what exactly defines a sci-fi gun? Like, what differentiates a sci-fi gun from just a modern day gun? Now, there's a couple of things, right? You've got lasers, which, all right, cool. And then, yeah, I suppose like plasma cannons and things like that, rail guns. But other than those like three very specific things, like, I suppose you could go like electricity, but then Tesla coils have existed for ages. And, you know, Nikola Tesla actually, I think he designed a thing. I think it was called the curtain or the wall. I'll have to look up. It was essentially these giant towers that he designed in the either late 1800s, late early 1900s. And the idea was that there'd be like a number of them, and when something tried to pass between them, it would just decimate them. And, you know, so, you know, some things that we consider to be very sci-fi-esque have been around for over a century. With that in mind, though, I have done a bunch of guns. I'm not too sure what the names of these are yet. I still have to name them. I'm going to eventually release these as a showcase and a download so that people can obtain them. And I'll probably do some tutorials, maybe for something like the Mammoth gun, because this is an extremely... I had a lot of fun with this one. It's just a very, very big gun. And then we've got, you know, we have a traditional sort of rail gun. A dual rail gun here, and I started making a couple more. So this is number 9 and number 10. I've not done the base bits for them yet, and I don't really like where this one, it just sort of ends. It needs to continue back a little bit more before we take it down to the ground. This one, though, I kind of like being the length it is. I like the idea that it's almost like a small, it kind of looks like an anti-air gun, like an AA gun. So I think we'll try and keep that relatively stubby and just sort of take down from sort of here-ish, I think. Yeah, that looks like the sort of place we'd take it down from. But I might do stairs going around that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through, we're going to build some guns and artillery stuff. If you have any ideas, you can let me know on the stream. I am now able to keep my eye on chat and the game at the same time. Because before today I wasn't able to do that. All right, let's just jump in. Let's start. Enough naffing about. Let's start building stuff. Okay, so I want to get some stairs. I'm going to use polished deep slate. I'm trying to keep, as you can see, I'm trying to keep like a very similar block palette. This is what what I now call the N-Tech block palette. You can see the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 over there in the distance. In all his majestic glory. That's the original version. That's not the one that I actually built on the We Build for Scar server. There is some subtle differences. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because that I like. And then I think what I might do is... But can you care about the chat and the game at the same time? Yes, I can. I'm an extremely talented man. I just hide it very well. So we're going to use some of these and some of them. And I think some walls. Do I want those to be blackstone as well? Yeah, not blackstone, deep slate. And yes, I do. All right, so I'm going to take this down. 1, 2, 3. 3 seems good. 3 seems good. And we're going to run that into a block. We'll run that into a deep slate block, I guess. Oh, that was handy. Yeah, that seems like a good place to put that. All right, I want to get some levers. I don't know whether this is going to work. It should do. I want to put these on all 4 of them facing in towards the wall. Like that. And I should, hopefully... No, that doesn't work like that. Can I use these? No. Okay, so I am going to have to put in a deep slate block there. Womp and womp. Take that down by another block. Like that. And then put these on there. Okay. And then we'll do the same down here. Or we could run them into walls. Yes, that's a question. Do we run them into walls at the bottom? I think we'll run them into walls. I think it's better at being sort of wider at the bottom so it kind of looks like it's tapering. That makes some sense to me. So we'll do that down there. And then I think we'll... Ooh, I might actually go... Yeah, let's go and do that like that. All the way around. And then... This is me talking about Tesla coils. I'm ended up making sort of a very sort of electric-y looking bit down here, but I think it kind of looks like this is able to raise up and down. I think that's a useful thing, right, for like a gun. So I think that certainly adds a nice sort of sci-fi element. The fact that this looks like it can raise up and down, and I might change the color of these two, like change these blocks out for some other walls that maybe give a little bit more of that sort of look. Maybe we will actually use blackstone for that so it looks rubberized. Yes, this I like. This pleases me. You may live. Okay, and then we'll oh, so we ran that down to walls, right? Yes, we did. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, we'll... No. I'm happy. I'm fine with it being like that. Let's not overcomplicate my life. That's what Shallon's for. No, that's what Shallon's here for. Shallon's here to overcomplicate my life. Oh, actually, do I want to run it into that? I might run that into stairs instead, I think. Let's use some stairs instead, because I can put those this way. I'm just going to fill that in. I don't think we're going to need that. And then underneath that, we'll put in some full blocks. So, if you are... I want to do it that way? I think I do. So if you are here because you're interested in building sci-fi guns or anything like that, what would you think is what defines a sci-fi gun? Like, what is it you would say defines one? Because that's one of like the biggest questions, right? Is like what defines it being a sci-fi gun? Because it's very easy to just make a weapon. But to make it look sort of like a futuristic style weapon, I think Overkill is one, right? Like doubling up on things. Like, so if you look at like this here, this looks very sci-fi. But we've got like 2 of these rifle bits, these sort of like anti-air, and then we have 3 of these sort of like Gatling guns. Like, and it's the same like down here. We have like 4 barrels here, and then we've got 1 this side and 1 this side. So that's like 6 barrels on that. This one here, which is this is the only one that has a name, by the way. This is the Hellcat, and that's because I originally built it for the top of the �𝗓𝗓. So I've called it the Hellcat, and that has like 2 guns. Like, I think if it just had 1, it would lose some of that like sci-fi look. 'Cause I think some of like the sci-fi look is sort of like the over-the-top element, or the overkill element. But what do you think defines it? Because that's, I think that's kind of an important part of doing these sort of designs, is trying to understand what really makes them sci-fi, right? Okay, and then I think what we'll do is, because I'm trying to get caution tape going around bits, we'll replace around there, yes, with caution tape. So I have yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, and yellow. Okay. And then one here. Beautiful. And then we'll probably, let me see, that is one block off the floor. So I think what we might do is this sort of design going around that whole area. So just 3 slabs and then stair. Something like that. Going all the way around? Yeah. Now this one's going to reverse, so it'll be that and that. And that in the center. And 3 slabs. And then 3 slabs. And then what we'll do is probably on these ones here, pop in a couple more of our iron trapdoors. And then maybe one on them. No, I don't like the one on them. Okay. So there we go. That is the base for that one. I like this little bit. This little bit's really nice. theENiGMAman hand 3 something. I don't know what that icon is. Is it even a 3? It might be a 5. In fairness, I do not have my glasses on. So stop hand 5. Stop hand 3. The stop hand. Okay, so that's a relatively tall sort of gun. And I might lower that another point. But, you know, it's grounded. It's better than this one, which is currently just floating up in the sky. Now, I don't really know where to take this one. I kind of... So I started doing a couple of these ready for the stream. So we could just jump straight into just building and talking about stuff last night. And I got about this far down the barrel. And then was just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I need sleep. So I'm not too sure where to take this, in honesty. I think, see, I don't want to do another sort of Entech sort of clamshell design, like we have on that one or that one. I do think maybe taking it into something like this, see how it sort of just, it gets a little bit bigger, might be better, just because it's already very cylindrical. So one of the things that I think does define sci-fi as an overall encompassing thing, it definitely affects not just straight sci-fi, but cyberpunk as well, is complexity of geometric shapes. So you'll notice a lot if you look at a lot of my builds and a lot of 𝗕𝗢𝗫𝗛's builds, you can get away with it a lot more with cyberpunk than you can with straight sci-fi. But you're much more limited with your block palette. Cyberpunk has sort of slightly old world elements thrown in there, so you can kind of get away with using like woods and stuff like that. But with straight sci-fi, you can't. And because we limit ourselves with the block palette, we have to look to other things. So we look at like, hey, Mummy Bear, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and thank you very much. We have to look at like complexity of geometry, and if you look at a lot of sci-fi, you'll see like sort of cubes with like 2 rounded edges and then like fins and stuff, and it's that sort of pushing and pulling of geometric shapes that kind of defines where sci-fi is. And you can see that on here. Look, we're using walls, so we've pushed this section in rather than using like straight blocks like this, which just gives this flat surface. No. Throw in some walls. Now we've got this little indent, and it kind of just adds a little bit of shape complexity. The same here, We're using trapdoors. Well, of course, we get the nice grill shape out of it, which is nice. Same at the top as well. And that's sort of like what we kind of have to do with doing sci-fi. So returning to my original point, because this is a cylindrical gun, a very cylinder gun, I don't want to then put a large cylinder over the top of it because it's gonna, one, look incorrect, and two, look a little bit phallic, which I don't really want. So we'll avoid that, and I'll do. I think we'll go into a similar thing to what is on the original Hellcat. I think this is probably going to end up being called the 𝗕𝗢𝗦𝗖𝗢𝗔. So this is the 𝗕𝗢𝗦𝗖𝗢𝗔 and this is the 𝗕𝗢𝗡. So we'll do something like this. I think maybe. Mummy Bear says yes. I'm having a good day. Good. That's what you want, especially for a Saturday. Like you want like a nice chill Saturday. Hence why we're doing a very relaxed sort of. Well, I say relaxed. This is as relaxed as I get. But a very relaxed Saturday stream, just going through some core ideas of building sci-fi and more specifically sci-fi guns. Okay, so I think we'll maybe do that. It's like one of those, like iron sights. It's like a massive iron sight. I'm essentially making a really big revolver. I think this wants to go back further anyway, so I'm going to take that off. I don't know, I think what I might do is I might take this out like this, and then sort of create some fin section here. And that gives me a little bit of room to go up with that. The real question is, do I want to switch that to being orange? And I think the answer to that question is yes. Okay, so we'll do this. Just replace all of the... yeah, we'll get rid of them. This is not my area of building. I'm not sure if I could build something like these. Well, that's what today's stream's about. If like I'm kind of going through as we go on why I do things in a certain way, the order of what we call the order of operations. So why we use a certain block, why we're using certain geometry, and stuff like that. All right, so I think that, yeah, I think that, and then because that will allow me to then put in some slabs going across here, so we get that. I fell down, so we get that sort of raise up there. Now I can't get that on here. I could use sandstone walls. Now, if anybody from Mojang ever comes across my stream, would you put in some smooth bloody sandstone walls, please? Because this looks absolutely hideous when I have to do this. Also, some quartz walls would be nice. Thank you! Okay, so we'll do that. And then maybe switch that out. Put in like a... Yeah, that adds a nice bit of geometry. Again, this is what I was saying before. It's all about trying to get that sort of geometric complexity. We're trying to sort of give a sense of that because it's hard to do. But guys, we're making stuff out of blocks, for Christ's sakes. Like it's really challenging at times. Do you know what might be nice actually on that top section? Might be using on this run here and that run down here where we're using slabs. It might be good to use some like deep slate. So it kind of looks like a brace, like almost like a gunmetal clip holding that section in. Yeah, I might look at that. Let's I was going to fly away and find some to pick block. I won't do that because that's mad. I'll do this. Okay, there we go. Let's just try see what that looks like. Excuse me, sir? You wanna stop making me question my life? Yeah, that's better. I like the fact that kind of looks like a clip over the top of it all. You make it look easy and smooth. Well, I've done sci-fi for quite a while. You can see over in the distance a bunch of robots. I'm not going to go and show you them all because I have a bunch of videos coming out over this next couple of weeks that's got some tutorials on how to build some of them. I think I already released the 𝗙𝗢𝗡 one actually a couple of days ago. But there's some other ones over there that I have tutorials coming out for, as well as a showcase and a world download, so you can actually download and obtain all of those builds as well. Now, for anybody watching that's using Bedrock, I am going to work once I've got probably 3 lots, so probably the robots, the guns, and of course down here where we have all of our sort of spaceships and aircraft and stuff. I will probably try and put all of those into one world, and I'll call that like Sci-Fi Pack 1, and then I'll release that somehow for Bedrock. Whether I convert the world over, I don't know whether like the Minecraft marketplace for Bedrock allows me to put builds on. I'll have to look into it, but I will. I'll leave it at that. I will. I promise. Because I'm aware that like people that on Bedrock, they you can't really use the world, right, or anything. So no point in me sharing the world. Okay, so we're going up at that stage there, which I like. I think it just wants to go into like a box at that point. Maybe with some energy bits. Okay, so maybe with some energy bits. Maybe with some energy. Energy. Yes. Okay, so we'll run this into full blocks. So it goes up by another half. Oh, those walls are going to... that's actually pretty good. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then that's going to give us a 3 in the center. So we'll do that. And go across up here as well. This won't stay as cubey as this. I'm just sort of trying to get the length. I think one further out like this, I think. Yes, that length seems good. So we'll just fill this inner section, just like that. And on the sides, I'm going to do one there and one there. And then, oh, actually, I'm not. I'm actually going to leave all of that off. He's gone drunk with power. Okay, we're going to do that. And then fill in the bottom. I'm not going to fill in the sides. And we're going to get to the sides in a second. But I want to change those out for stairs. So we slightly round the corners off. So on these bits here, I'm going to put one in facing that way and then go around like that. And I think try and put that. Excuse me, sir. There we go. There we are. And then we'll do the same here. One there. And then face that way and put that in like so. And then the same over here. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That one goes that way. Okay. Did I put these ones in upside down? Come on, chat. You're supposed to be stopping me from doing silly things. There we go. There we are. That's fine. I've got it. Don't worry. And then I want to use some walls. So I want to put wall in there. And wall in there. Like that. Same on this side. 2 and no, and that one there. Beautiful. And then we're going to use some iron bars. Fill that section in there like that, and then we'll put slantons. We'll put some slantons behind it. Is Shallon still here? Squid Face, are you still in chat? So I'm currently Random Craft. We have a build server, which is what I'm on at the moment. This is the 𝗥𝗢𝗜𝗏 build server. This is where a lot of the randoms come to do building. And Shallon's been doing some really nice work. I'm not going to show it. I'm going to try and make sure I don't show any. It might show a corner. But he decided that he was going to build them literally right here, which was fine up until the point where I was like, oh, I'm going to start streaming because I didn't want to share anything of his accidentally. But as you can see, it would have... Yeah, they're big builds, so I had to push them further back over that direction. In fact, you can see the shadow for them on the floor if you look carefully. And yeah, so I had to move them. I'm sorry, Shallon. I did see the big... He wrote in end rods going all the way down here. I am disappointed. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to move them so I didn't give away spoilers. Because I was planning on coming here. So this here is 𝗥𝗢𝗏. So I'm just going to give you a quick little look. So it says on this sign, right click me to return to the overworld. And when you right click on this, it takes you through to here. And the randoms have a very special sort of build world. We have dimensions for every theme. So we were just in sci-fi world. But there is also fantasy world. There is wacky world. That's sort of like a anything goes in wacky world, right? And then we have landscape world for landscaping. We have redstone world for making redstone contraptions. Map world for making map art. History world for making historical based builds. And modern world for doing modern builds. Now, we're still making this sort of like lobby area at the moment. And eventually, we'll probably maybe add a couple more dimensions in. Maybe. I say we. It ends up me being the one that does that sort of stuff. So I had to make like a data pack to allow for all of that. So maybe I'll get around to it. If not, then, you know, it's fine. Okay, yeah, yep. I think what I want to do... Nice concept for all the worlds. Yes, it was a lot of... It just made the most sense to me when we were updating 𝗥𝗢𝗏 that I should put in a little bit of effort and try and make it where there was themed dimensions. So they're custom dimensions. Each dimension has its own sort of look to it that I set up using a JSON file. And then you can go through those dimensions, and it just sort of sets you up to do the building that you want to do, the building of your dreams, as opposed to building sci-fi stuff alongside fantasy stuff, which doesn't always look nice. I'm a genius all the time, 𝗕𝗢𝗫𝗛𝗏. I just choose to be a Muppet. Okay, let's go... we'll do that way. Life is too short, Mr. 𝗙𝗢𝗏𝗛. Life is far too short. I think I might replace what's inside this little section here. I actually have a plan for later on in the... I was going to say the season. No, I don't have a plan. I have very little plans for the rest of my season. I have a plan for later on down the line this year for some server-related stuff for the Random Craft community. I've been in talks with a few of the randoms on that. And when I solidify an idea of how I want that to be and function, I will let you guys know a little bit more. But that'll be on the Random Fandom Discord, which if you're not a part of, why not? What's wrong with you? I mean, I can't tell you how to live your life, but if you're not part of it, you're doing it wrong. That's what I'm going to say on the matter. Alright, I think I'm going to switch out these for like some walls, maybe. You are, yeah. I'll do that for now. That's subject to revisitation. Okay, so I kind of like the fact that we can kind of see above and below, but I think it needs something in to fill that little void. At some point we'll get around to that. And then now this is, now do we go 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that, excuse me, sir? Excuse me. I'm gonna report you to the goddamn police. Yeah, I think there. I think that makes the most sense for the arm coming down, right? Yeah. Arm? Neck? Is it a neck? Pole. What is it? I don't know. Okay, so we'll go... I think we'll go with some... Yeah, I think we'll go with some andesite. We'll go 1, 2, and then we'll put some stairs. It's pretty chunky on the top, so it's going to need something relatively sturdy, right? That's what I'm thinking. It's going to need something quite substantial, weighted on the ground. The neck pole sort of section that goes down to where the feet are. That doesn't need to be like super thick, but where the feet are, it needs counterbalance, because like if this just went down, in fact, screw it, let's grab a block a second, just go down. If that just went down like that, that looks ridiculous. What we've made there is an extremely beautiful sci-fi hairdryer, which isn't what we're after. So we need to think about the counterbalance, because when this fires, you gotta imagine like, this thing sort of fires forwards, and one of Newton's, I think it's the third law, is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So this fires this way, this then gets inertia back, so this needs a foot coming back here to balance it. Because otherwise it's just going to fire and then just sort of blast off into oblivion back that way. So, you know, that's kind of like... When I'm going to do a video on the principles of sci-fi design, because I've seen a lot of people build sci-fi stuff wrong. And it's not just new people. I've seen people I know build sci-fi incorrect. Now... You might say, oh, 𝗙𝗢𝗓, well, you know, part of doing the thing is being creative. Yes, but also you're wrong and shut up. There are principles that we still have to stick to. They're what sell the lie, right? It's called the halo effect. When you look at something. In fact, it's a very interesting psychological study, and I'd advise anybody who's interested in selling their builds, not like as in for sale, but just making them more believable. The sci-fi air dryer. Anyone who is interested in making their build saleable, like something that when somebody looks at, they're not just sort of like, something seems off, is to look up the halo effect. So the halo effect is essentially what we think psychologically within the first sort of split seconds of seeing something. And it's how we sort of process things as a species. We know when something's not quite right. We don't always know why, but we know that something isn't quite right, and that's called the halo effect. That's essentially the very, very, very simplistic core of it, is we will know that something's not right, but don't know why. So it's important to make sure that when this thing fires, it doesn't break the laws of physics. Newton's, I think it's third. I'm pretty sure it's the third law. And because it would just fire backwards. It would just go back. We don't want to do that, so we need to put in larger feet at the bottom. Womp and womp. And then I think what I'll do is I'll just put like a marker in around here for where I want the feet to sort of eventually come to. Okay, something like that, I think. I'm gonna sit and look at this for a second. So, I think it wants to start sort of fattening out about there. Yeah, about there. I think. If two bodies exert forces on each other, these forces are equal in magnitude. Hey, Ystream, how's it going? Are you having a nice day? I'm going to assume that you are. So yes, yes, very good, thank you, very good. Yes, so yes, Newton's third law: if two bodies exert forces on each other, these forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Yes, that is the correct law then. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and that's essentially what we have to make sure that we set up with this sort of stuff. Because I am not about to make a piece of garbage. I might do those on the uppers. Yes, we'll do that on the upper. Not the lower. We'll do it on the upper section. And that's because I have a plan. Okay. Maths. I suppose the thing is, though, is everything's maths, right? If you really sort of get down and dirty into it, I think everything's essentially maths. I think. So what I want to do is on these, I want to put in our lovely sort of concrete sections. So yeah, even though we're making like sort of creative things, it doesn't. We still have to adhere to Newton's laws. We still have to make sure that everything that we make follows a rigid set of laws. Otherwise, you're building wrong. You're making things that would never function. And although you might not notice it, you might not know Newton's third law, you might not even know who Isaac Newton is, you would still look at it and go, that seems off. Because we're surrounded by people that do know what it means. So when they build things that you see, they apply it in real life. So it becomes this subconscious thing in our heads of understanding what does and doesn't work. We can't explain why, but we know it doesn't work. And that's why it's important to understand the principles of doing design. And I'm going to probably do a video on that at some point, because it is an interesting area to an interesting topic to discuss. And like I say, I have friends that make these mistakes. It's not just a schoolboy error. And I will probably show that. I'll probably show some people that I know's builds and explain where they went wrong. I know who he is. Good. I should hope that you do. He wasn't a very nice man, though, Isaac Newton. Having said that, from his era, who really was, right? But you know, he wasn't a very nice man. You know, I am good at maths. Well, I didn't, but I do now. I don't particularly like maths. I don't enjoy it as a subject. I have number dyslexia, also known as dyscalculia, depending on where you're from. So I am not a huge lover of maths. I think what we'll do is we'll thin this neck out just a touch by doing that. Oh, do I want to... Yes, we'll do that. Yeah, maths isn't a thing that I enjoy. It's not a thing that I am very proficient at. I have... You're wrong, I have some decent grades in maths, but yeah, it's not a field of study that I enjoy or get my kicks out of by any stretch of the imagination. So now we've got that, we'll put... I think we'll do one there, and one there, and kind of alternate that. I don't know if that's going to work, and then we'll flow that in like this, cap that off. That's going to create these nice little sections, and then I think I can attach feet. I think I'm going to attach feet. That's the technical term for it. There we go. So I think now there's two things I could do. I could either do that. I think am I one block in there? Yeah, I could either go there, right? So we get that little frame, or I could go in by one. In case I don't get 100%, I still get between 90 and 95. I mean, that seems fine. That seems good. 90 and 95 seems like a perfectly fine number to get. Okay, so we're going to go around like this, and then go up like that. So we've covered Newton's third law, and why when we're designing something, it's important that we look at what it is we're doing properly. But there are other elements when we're building, particularly doing things like sci-fi guns and artillery, that I've certainly noticed over the past sort of, I don't know, like a few days whilst I've been building these. One of the areas that I kind of struggled with at first, as I said at the beginning of the stream, was making sure that my builds were actually sci-fi looking. Like, I found that one of the key elements to sci-fi, again, as I said, is that overkill element. So this would be fine with one barrel. It'd be fine. Of course it would. We're not going to, though. 2 barrels. 2 barrels is what we're going to go with. The same with down here. Could just have this rotary gun on the front. Nah, two little side guns. this is probably the most basic gun that there is, and this is just like a little flak sort of cannon. Even on this one, too. So this has got 2 barrels, so this is the only one with 1 barrel, I think. Oh, no, the railgun has 1 as well. So that has 1, this one has 1, that has 2, that has 2. This technically has 3, but the 1 is 4, so I kind of make 6. This one has 16? No, 14. Yes, 14. This one has 14. This one has 2. That one there has 3. That one there has 8. So we're kind of going for like this whole overkill aspect, right? And that's sort of like an area that I've noticed whilst I've been going through and making stuff, is sort of like that kind of makes the sci-fi stuff more saleable. I think one of the reasons as to why is because of slightly older sci-fi movies, such as Star Wars and Star Trek and stuff like that. And I think it was really just a case of they were aware that like things would be made out of stronger metals, right? So you've got all of these like crazy sci-fi metals. You've got like adamantium and unobtainium and all of these crazy metals that are supposed to be super strong. So you need bigger firepower and more firepower to be able to get through that. And then they often have shields on and stuff like that. So you've got to come up with all of these extra little bits. And because of that, they end up having these very sort of overkill looking weapons on them. By the way, your build's insane and epic. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I enjoy doing building. Building's an area that I really do. I find fascinating thinking about all of the different ways that I can build. We'll just put a little bit of an indent in on that one. Okay, so let's just grab sort of from here-ish. It's about here. I want to put this on the floor now. We're currently floating up in the sky a little bit. Okay. Sashash cut. This might be 1 block too low. Paste -A. So if anybody is not sure, what -A is, it's -air. No, we nailed it. It's fine. Dealing with a professional. Okay, so we're going to grab those. Yep, and then we'll put those in on these in-between sections. And then we'll put ones on those as well. There we go. So now we have this little like bit sticking back. We've got things on the sides. So you can imagine these being bolted in. And if I was making this on a server where I had use of armor, the armor statues book, I'd probably end up using things like custom heads and stuff like that to kind of them in, like just add a little like head on top of here to kind of make it like a big bolt was holding it down. But yeah, that's there we go. That's another gun. Another gun complete. So we've done 2. Let's have a little check on chat here. Humphreys, this weapon would look good on the back of your crab bot. 𝗙𝗢𝗜𝗛𝗔 responded, now that would be overkill. And I love it. I think I did the mammoth. I think I took the mammoth gun and put it on Big Bot, but Big Bot is deceivingly big, so when I put the mammoth gun on there, it still looked like too small of a gun. So I might need to make somehow a bigger gun. But I think maybe the Strider Shard. I've got the Strider Shard, which is the shop that I used on Random Craft. In fact, let's have a little look here. I definitely have it, I think, as as a Lightmatic. By the way, what is the name of this shader pack? I'm not a big fan of shaders. Still, it'll be good for taking an epic pick. This shader pack doesn't have a name. I guess 𝗕niGMAman. It's my own edit, so it doesn't really have a name. It doesn't really have a name. It's similar to Red Hat. So if you look, there's like Red Hat out there, and 𝗕𝗢𝗓𝗏𝗡, which are both edits of BSL, but they've had the files rewritten. This started off as another shader like that, and I just rewrote a bunch of stuff for it. So yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. So big bot, drones, 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗛, NTech hub. So let's just grab an axe. This might actually kick me. It's not an axe anymore. It's a hoe. But yeah, this might kick me from the server because I haven't set up the command block chains yet for the server to not kick me. So this may kick me. But we'll log back in if it does. We'll do it until it behaves itself. Oh no, it seems like it went okay. Okay, so we can put a gun up on here. I'm doing this really just for Humphreys. A slight diversion from today's plan, sure, but also shut up. It's my stream. I get to do what I want. It was a good idea. Throw gun on a 𝗏𝗏bot, but I think 𝗏𝗏bot himself is a bit too small, so we're going to throw it on this instead. I think that seems fair. /+1. And then we're going to go up over here. And then we'll do /+2. And then just cut the top of his head off. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's remove this section here. Excuse me, sir. Let's just fill this in for now. We're not going to be going inside it. There we go. And just I can't leave things looking really messy. I have to do something with them. There we go. So I think the mammoth gun might be best on there. Hey man, will you have a nice day? Yeah, we'll try putting the mammoth up on there because, you know, I think it'll be ludicrous. So let's just 𝗍1 on here. And then we'll come over here and do 𝗍2. Oh man, this is such a big gun. This might look a little bit too... This might be a bit too big. So let's just 𝗍2 on that one. And then we kind of need to get roughly around the center. So we'll just go here and do /copy. And then we'll come over here, do /rotate 180 to rotate it around. And then... let's put, yeah, we'll put a block in there. Let's see, /paste -a. Are we in the right place? No, we're overhanging at the back. Okay, so we want to go forwards by a few blocks, about there maybe. So we'll just do /undo and then /paste. Are we more in the right place there, or are we... No, it's one block further back. Of course it is. Of course it is. /undo. It's there. /paste. There we go. That should now be in the right place. Yep. So we'll just trim all of that off like that. Fill these sections in with our iron trapdoors. Okay. And then all we have to do is stand back and look at what monstrosity we've made. Beautiful. Yeah, that's ridiculous looking. Thanks, Humphreys. I think the problem isn't so much the size. I think it's this little tapered bit. I think that's what kills it. I think if that was like lower down, then we'd adjust that. I think. But that's something for you, Humphreys. I hope you enjoy that. I'm just gonna stand here and stare at it for a moment. PittyPunk says, I like it. Welcome, PittyPunk. Welcome, King Corgi. It looks mental. This sort of next section here, this little bit there, I think that would need to go, and sort of like so it was lowered down, slightly more sort of pushed up against the crab by itself. Maybe this gun section here, cutting into there. But I'll work on that. I will share an image of it. See, Humphreys, thank you for tuning in. But I will share a updated, real nicer version of this on the Random Fandom Discord at some point. Because at the moment it's a bit of an ugly duckling, to be honest. Put on those like that, just to add in a little bit of framing. It reminds me of the monster from Doom, the brain crabs. Yeah, when I did the redstone shop, I don't know about the brain crabs from Doom, but I did do a lot of looking at the head crabs from Half-Life. Half-Life's one of my more favorite games, and what inspired the whole orange look to NTech. Really, really great games. Really well designed. Some really nice storytelling. But the most impressive thing for me with Half-Life is some of the engine advancements that they made in relation to Half-Life. So in Half-Life, you had the gravity gun, which was a stroke of genius, bit of coding. And then, obviously, set in the same world of Half-Life, they made Portal, and that, in terms of physics, when that came out, was mind-blowing. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guns. This one I'm not fully happy with still. I feel it's sort of too straight. It's too straight. Yes, it's too straight. It needs some stuff on the sides, I think. I'm trying to avoid... This is how this one over here started off, where I did this sort of... I think I did this this part here and this one. And I was like, I need something on the sides. So I put in these wheel things here. You can see them here. These like large sort of like turning wheels. And I was like, nah, it still needs more. And before I knew it, yeah, they ended up like that. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to go quite that extreme. But I do think at some point I will do something on the sides of those. But for the sake of ensuring a smooth, easy transition in terms of building, we will avoid doing any more work on that today and do some stuff elsewhere. So we'll now here's the question, guys. We have 10 sci-fi guns. So I'm going to build my ATAT, maybe come back on the stream later. Oh, so 𝗔𝗢𝗡𝗔𝗗, you're making the 𝗔𝗢𝗡𝗔𝗗's making a steampunk ATAT, which I am super excited to see. And hopefully when you've done that, you will share that some screenshots of it on the Random Fandom Discord, because I really would love to see it. I love steampunk, so I'm super excited to see that. And yes, of course, you must get to it. Have a nice time, 𝗔𝗢𝗡𝗔𝗗. So, yes, here's the question. We have 10 sci-fi guns. Do we... Hey, Snowman Man. What's up, dude? Like, cheers for subscribing. Super awesome of you. I hope you're enjoying the stream. So, I don't know where to, like, so we have, like, these sort of rifles. We have these sort of Gatling guns. We have like this large cannon. We only have one of those, so maybe we'll do another one of them, like larger missile sort of bits. Because we have 2 rail guns. We have quite a few of these sort of like rotary Gatling gun type things. We have an anti-aircraft type of gun here. So I'd kind of like to do 2 more. I absolutely love this kind of sci-fi build style. Well, if you like this kind of sci-fi build stuff, you are in the right place, because that is what we do around here. I hope you're having a really nice Saturday, Snowman Man. For the last one, maybe you can build a mini cabin for a man with commands. Or he is automatic. I will try and figure a way of working that out. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to combine a couple. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to combine a couple. See, I like this one. So this one, actually, here's a little bit of fun before we get on to that. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is one of my favorite elements, and if you've seen my video where I went through all of the spaceships, you'll know that they all have names. We've got the Apollo, we have the Big Boy C3, the Big Boy C4, we have the STS Pioneer, the SC Sparrow, the SC Hawk, the Eternity, the Hornet, the Warlock, the Raptor, and so on. I really enjoy naming the things. So, with that in mind, what would you name some of these guns? So I'm gonna let's say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the left here. Those there. That's 1 to 5. And from this side, right to left this time. So what? 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you have any ideas of what you would name any of these guns, you just write the number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, and tell me what it is. So if for example, this one here, it was like the Hellcat, which is this one's the only one you can't name. So if I was suggesting this, I would write 1 Hellcat. So if you were trying to name this one here, you would say 3 and then the name. So if you have any ideas on any of the names, let me know down in the chat, and I will, if I like them, I will set them as that, and then obviously that will be featured in my stuff. Hey man, you too. Just discovered you today through Instagram and saw that you do tutorials. Not many people that post their builds on Instagram actually do, so it's really cool to see the process. Yeah, I really enjoy making tutorials and explaining a lot of my thought processes for when I'm building, especially because sci-fi is it's deceivingly difficult to do. As I said earlier on in the stream, we're extremely limited to our block palette. When we don't have the luck that cyberpunk builders do, where we can get away with using woods and stuff like that as much, we're very, very restricted. And you take a look at like we can't really use dark oak that much, or jungle planks, or any of that stuff. That's not something that we can use. Using granite doesn't really work that well. Again, there's times where you can use it, but it's very, very limited. And it's the same for many of these blocks. We just don't get that much of a use out of them. And because of that, it's pretty challenging to do. It's pretty difficult to do. We have to think about, like I said, the geometry, how we're going to actually make things look nice with only using a very, very small amount of blocks. 9. The twin barrel king shell cannon. So number 9. So that was this one here. This one here. The the twin barrel king shell cannon. Okay, I like that. Let's get a sign. And I'm also gonna actually I'm gonna use birch, because I want to put 2 down. I want to say who actually named them as well. So this is the twin the twin barrel, and then the king shell cannon. There we go. And then named by Slade the Black. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to fit that all on one line. Ah, one character short. absolute joke. Mojang, sort yourselves out. Slade the Black Mage. There we go. I'm just going to write down the names of the people that have come up with the things to help me out, so that I can make sure that I state who came up with what when I get around to doing the showcase video and tutorials for certain ones, because I'm going to do some block for blocks for some of these as well. So I'm gonna name this one because this is the one that has a predefined name. This is called the Hellcat. I don't need to write who named it. It was me. I'll know that. Okay, so we have a name for 1 and we have a name for number 9, which is always good. Sorry, that naming thing really confused me. I have a very short-term memory, so yeah, apologies for forgetting what I was actually doing. Oh, I said we were going to combine some stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this. Number 5, the velocity 713. Oh, I like that. I like the term velocity. Well, you just give me one moment here, and I will get right on that. So /+2, and then we're gonna grab this. /copy. We're gonna zip-de-doo over here, and do /paste. Okay, so number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one here. I think it was this one here. This one here is called the Velocity 713. That is good, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. So the velocity 713. And I can actually write on one sign on this one. 𝗕𝗢𝗦𝗛𝗡. Beautiful. I got a few ideas. Number 10, the Void Breaker, and maybe number 3, the Artillerist. So this one here was number 10, right? Yeah, this one here was number 10. So this one here would be the Void Breaker. The Void Breaker, named by 𝗙𝗢𝗏𝗏. Let's just put hyphens either side of that, like that. Beautiful. And then you said number 3. So number 3 is this one here. The extremely big large thing. So we'll I think what I'm gonna do for number 3 is, because it is the most ludicrous one, right? I'm gonna make this one a poll on the Discord. So make your suggestions. I will gather some suggestions from other people as well. I will then do a poll on the Random Fandom Discord, so make sure you guys join that, and I will let everybody on the Random Fandom Discord vote on what this one gets named, because it is the largest gun. I like the form of number 5. I'm going to make a mashup of number 5. So I'm glad that you gave it a numbered section. So I'm going to work then on the velocity 720. I think I'll call it. I don't know why I'm doing that manually. Absolute madness. Genuinely, genuinely absolute madness. +2/cut. So we get these nice sort of crab legs. I want to shorten it by a block as well. I want this to sort of be squat, I think. I want this to be quite like low down. So I want to take this section that's in here. So I want to do /pos1 and then go underneath here, /pos2 and then /cut /paste. That might make me crouch, maybe. That one block down. It is good. I want to chop this section off. Oops, let's go that way. Oh god. I was too eager. Okay, there we go. And then I did it again. I'm getting very skilled at that. Very, very skilled at that. Okay. So we have this sort of shape so far. I want to get... Do I have them on anything? I do there. I'm going to put these sort of like that. Yeah. Sort of like reverse crab bot legs. I'm heading to sleep. I will catch up with you later. Good night. Have a nice night. Livestream, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Rest well, and good luck with the maths. Do I see? It has a very M look, so I might call this the velocity M720. And then what I'm going to do is probably from here, from there, /pos1. And then do /pos2 And we'll come down to around here-ish. You know, it's 1 block out, right? Or we're 2 blocks out. Do / copy. And then we'll do a rotate by 180. And then we'll use some 4 blocks. Go to about there. So that's where the thing was. So that's where I stand. Yep, should be about there. And then / paste -A. Throw those in like that. Okay, the neck's a little bit long. I want to I want to lower that by 1. So I think it was on this one. I think. Try on this one. / paste -A. Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. And then what we'll do is we'll put, we'll move that and put a wall in. And then we'll use some of our trusted iron bars. And add those in on the tops. Give ourselves some little fins. Oh, I missed one. Just blop that out of there. And then what we'll do is grab some iron trapdoors. And then go 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that, I think. Yeah, just need another iron bar in there. And then I think lastly, let's grab them and put in a little grip along there. Just to sort of take that M shape out a little bit. I love his stubby little legs. That reminds me of and we mentioned Portal earlier. It reminds me of the turrets, the little turret guns from Portal. They've got these tiny little stubby legs, and that's what I kind of wanted, because that's what where my brain was going. Just like almost like it can walk, but it walks pretty slow, like it just sort of scutters. I'm actually going to call that the Velocity 720 Scutterer. Is what I'm going to call that. So this one's getting its own name. So this one is the Velocity 720, and then underneath the Scutterer. Scutterer. There we go. So it just sort of scuttles along. Okay, number 2, the Radiation Scatterer. So that's this one here. So this one here is number 2, with these sort of like defensive artillery breakers to make sure it like gets protected. Another name suggestion I have is 4-5 Thunderhead Heavy Autocannon. Honestly, a rip from this game I've been playing, but I think it sounds menacing. I do like the name Thunderhead. What game is it you have been playing, Snowman Man? That's the question on everybody's lips now, right? Surely everyone's thinking. Surely everyone is thinking. Who's this guy and what games he been playing? Deep Rock Galactic. I don't think I've heard of that. Having said that, I have been spending a lot of my time just in and around Minecraft. So one of you, I mentioned earlier about how we talk about the halo effect when it comes to design for these things, because although they're make-believe, there's still design principles that we have to follow. One of the facts you might be aware if you've watched any of my streams before, or if you follow me on social media, where my expertise comes from. I'm not just some random Minecrafter who was spouting nonsense of things he does not know. One of the things that I used to do a long time ago was I was a game design student. I studied, I have lots and lots of qualifications in doing games design and development. My focus though was on game design, more specifically doing things like this, concept art, in making sure things were balanced and stuff like that, as well as doing story development, which you can kind of see in my Random Craft episodes. I do a lot of story related stuff in there because that's what interests me. I love doing voices and stuff. So it's a dwarf mining game where you fight and kill bugs. Huh. I'll have to look that up, but I do like the name Thunderhead. But number 5 already has a name. I think though, because it's a twin rail cannon and is like an electric thing, I think I might give it to this one, which is number 4, the Thunderhead. This one has a name, this one has a name. That one has a name, that one has a name. So we've named 4 so far. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 6 more to name. So I think we'll do it on this one. Yeah, we'll call this one the Thunderhead. I like the fact that it's like a rail thing, so it's using like electric and stuff. The Thunderhead. Oh, the big one that you can have the thing on. So number 3. Okay, so the Thunderhead and the Artillery. I need to sort of take note of these ones, so bear with me, because I will run. We'll run a poll, and I'll probably start that later on today on the Random Fandom Discord. So the Artillery, and then the Thunderhead. Okay. Any more names that any of you can come up with in chat, let me know for this one here. I will add it into the list. And if you join the Random Fandom Discord, you can try and sell that name to the other users. You can just be like, you gotta choose the name Thunderhead. It's like the best name. Like, come on. Okay. So we have our little skuller. I think I'm gonna reduce the neck down even more. I think I'm gonna reduce the neck down even more. I think I'm just gonna run that directly into there. I really want this to feel like a squat. I want it to feel like a little squat anti-air. So the other one, the idea is that it can like raise up and down. So the idea for this is that this little rubberized section where we're using Blackstone can lift up and go down, so it can kind of angle itself to be able to shoot. So this would be on like a futuristic ship that it might need to get around, sort of like satellites or people on the floor and stuff, but it's going to be shooting upwards, so it's like an anti-aircraft gun. This one is almost like it's been taken and modified. So one of the things that is useful for when you're designing stuff for anything really, games and stuff, is thinking about the progression of things. So you can often see elements of one thing in another. just because as humans we have this tendency that should be about there, right? We have this tendency to base things off of other things. Oh, I'm gonna go one further down. No, it was there. I just didn't do paste with -A. So most things that we create in reality are based off of other designs. That's better. That's better. That's much better. So we have this tendency where we will look at something and it will get modified over time. And you can see that in like older buildings. It's not just sci-fi related stuff. If you look at a building from the 1600s or 1700s, there are lots of them in the United Kingdom and also elsewhere. Most of Europe, a lot of places in Germany and France are the same. We have lots of old buildings where very old countries, and they have to be brought into the modern age, right? So they get adapted over time. You'll get like this old looking house. Some of them might even have like a thatched roof where it's like a straw, like grass roof. But it has a modern conservatory on the back made out of glass and steel because we've adapted it as time's gone on. So whenever I build anything, whether it's sci-fi, steampunk, medieval fantasy, no matter what it is, I make the original building and then I imagine living in it over a period of 100 years and adapting it as times change. That helps make something seem lived in. It makes it seem less sterile to look at. So that's a really useful thing, and that's essentially what we've done here with the Scutterer. This is a great gun. That's how it's kind of... The Velocity was a great gun, but it's a stationary thing attached to ships and stuff like that. It's grounded, it can't move. As aircraft get faster, as we get to things like the BC Warlock or the SC Hawk, so this here, the SC Hawk, super fast, very sleek design look. These wings coming off, twin engines on the back. You're going to need something that can move even faster. Now, this is good, but it's stationary. So what's the next progression? Put it on some feet so it can get into the battle. That's the next stage. So we create the Scutterer, and that's how we create progression. And that's why the name is slightly further along. 713, 720. And then I think... Yes, I think that is where we're going to leave today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I will try and do some more. Maybe we'll do some more sci-fi guns. If there is anything that you would like to see made that is sci-fi, whether it's spaceships, aircraft, more robots, guns, interior design, exterior design, lab stuff, whatever it is, if you have an idea and you're wanting something that's sci-fi to be made, I will do it on stream. Join the Random Fandom Discord. There's like a whole... I think there's a link down in the description to go through to the Random Fandom Discord. Join there and let me know. There is a really nice community over on there. We have a lot of fun. So, I'm also in the US, Snowman. I'm on the East Coast. But enjoy your hike. I'm going to be closing the stream now. I hope you all have a really nice day. If you stick around on YouTube and you have nothing else to do, I think in half an hour, Sir 𝗕𝗢𝗚 is going to be streaming a tour around the We Build for Scar server. So if you're interested in seeing that, you can head over to his channel. It's youtube.com/Sir 𝗕𝗢𝗚, and you can have a little look around there. He'll probably show the 𝗕𝗡 a little bit more and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you all have a really nice day. Enjoy your hike, Snowman. Enjoy. I'm guessing it's going to be late afternoon, 6 p.m.-ish for you, early evening for you, 𝗙𝗡𝗡, if you're in France. So, yes, that's going to be it. Have a great day. And remember, if you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like, consider subscribing, because that helps me out a ton. Right. Catch you later. Have fun. Bye.